Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I believe that we're really going to have some awesome time in the Word tonight. And we really want to spend time tonight on really discovering the Father's heart. I believe that through this December period, I believe we're really going to experience God and the way that God really want to show Himself and make Himself known to us. And especially the Father's heart, because sometimes we miss the Father's heart. I believe it is really important for us as children of God to know who our Father really is, that God really cares for us and that He really loves us. And I believe there's one story that really explains the Father's heart, and there's really a problem for us as sons to be on. It doesn't matter which either side we're on, we actually really discover a great issue. And that is the story of the prodigal son. So in Luke 15 from verse 11, we will read a story about a prodigal son. So what happened here is the son decided that, listen here, Dad, give me a part of my property or my inheritance. I want to go and spend the money. So he asked his dad, please. Now, first of all, you need to understand that is really a slap in the face. Because what it actually tells his dad is that it doesn't matter if you're alive or dead, I want your money. Okay, so that's horrible. But sometimes in our life, we find ourselves at the very same place. We experience ourselves at a place where, Lord, we just want something so we can enjoy it. We take God's valuable belongings that belong to us, our inheritance, and use it on worldly things. And we actually move away from God, enjoying it in parties and all life's riches. And we miss out on really this deep relationship with God. And what happened is that we really actually move into a certain way of thinking and a way of dealing with things, and it actually brings us into a great mess. So this is what we read through this parable, is that we read that God, this son's father was actually gave him all his belongings, and he moved away and he spent everything on horrible things, okay? And after that, he became really poor. There was severe poverty sweeping over that part of the country back then. So this parable explains it like this, that he was so hungry that he said, okay, I'll start to be a hired hand. And what he did, he hired himself out to actually really work for a guy that actually farmed with pigs. Now you need to understand, for a Jewish guy to work with pigs is really horrible, okay? They really don't, they see it as unclean animals. And he says he was so hungry that he would actually like to eat of the food of the pigs. And one thing we need to understand during this is sometimes we find ourselves at the very same space. Sometimes we are that prodigal son. We take whatever God has given us, all the good things, all the great belongings, and we move to the place where we want to be. And what we do is we misuse and misguide, we take the guidance of God and misguide ourselves with actually going into our own direction and missing out what God has called us to do. And I believe that the Lord wants to really transform you tonight, and I believe that the Lord really wants to do something in your heart, that you need to understand that we sometimes find ourselves at places where we long for the food of the pigs, okay? But what happened is the younger son remembered that the servants of his father had a much greater and better life than what he's having and experiencing right at that point in time. So what did he do at that point in time? He went to a place where he said, okay, what I'll do, I'll go back to my dad. And next time I will actually just move to my dad, and what I'll do is I'll tell him, listen, I'm willing to be your servant. I don't need to be your son anymore. But I'd rather work for you because I know you will look better after me than just really working for somebody, working with unclean pigs and really long for the food of the pigs. So what we see further on is that he decides to go back. But as he is moving closer to his dad, on his way home, and I love this part, and this is from verse 16. So Luke 15 verse 16, he says, And he was longing to be fed with the pods that the pigs ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's hired servants had more than enough bread? He says, but I perish here with hunger. He says, I will rise and go to my father, and I will stay with him. My father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. He says, I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. He says, treat me as one of your hired servants. So this is one thing you need to understand. He was willing to degrade himself, and he was willing to go back. So what happened? He decided to go back. But listen to this. This is really amazing. He says, and he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion for him. And he ran and embraced him and kissed him. So one thing I want you to understand tonight is that the Lord is waiting for you to return. That's the Father's heart. Not beating you up, not telling you that you're not good enough, not telling you that you don't have grace in his house. The Lord wants to say, you are welcome, my son. I can't wait. And as he came, the Father ran back to the son to actually embrace him and be happy because he's back. The thing is, sometimes we miss that about God. We forget that He really cares for us. And even though if we make mistakes, if we're willing to return, He is willing to change our lives. And He is willing to really do something what God has called Him to do. And this is the one thing I want you to understand this evening. It is so important for us to really move into the direction what God has called us to do. He says, but when he came and he said, how many of my father's hired servants have more than enough? And as he went back, we read this in verse 18. He says, and I will raise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I've sinned against you. He says, I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Sometimes we want to live with a slave mentality and believe because we made mistakes that God want to just use you as a slave. I want to tell you, you a son, you are not a slave. Because just listen to this. This is so beautiful. He says, treat me as a hired servant. And he rose and came to his father. But his father was still a long way off, and his father saw him and felt compassion for him. Embraced him, kissed him. Okay, that was a kiss of a father. You don't kiss your servants. The Lord want to kiss you and welcome you back. He says, and his son and the father said, I've sinned against you, against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to the servant, bring quickly the best robe. Okay, so robe would normally will resemble who you are. Okay, so he says, do you know what? You are part of the family. Put the rope back. I want you tonight to understand that the Lord want to put the rope back in your life. I want you to understand this evening that is the heart of the Father, is that He want to put a rope back to say, welcome back home, son. Not welcome back home, servant. No, not just trying to work a little bit harder. No, work into the favor of the Almighty God that cares for you and want to treat you with a good and favorable heart. And He will say, he says, and the best robe, not just any robe, give him the best. The people needs to know he's part of the family. He says, and put it onto him. A ring on his hand. Now, what does a ring resemble? It resembles eternity. He says, put the ring back. I want to tell you, God want to clothe you. I want to tell you that God want to put His promises back on your hand. He want to tell you, do you know what? Know that you are part of this family. Know that I'll never leave you. Know that I'll never forsake you. Know that I'll never just push you aside. Know that I will never just go away from you. No, my son, I'm here for you. I want to take you higher. I want to take you to a greater part. Even though if you messed up, even though if you did whatever you wanted to do, even though if you took what was good for me and you spoiled it on everything that was useless, I still want to use you tonight. And this is what the Lord want to say to you tonight. That is the heart of the Father. So listen a bit further, and it's really beautiful. If we read further, He says, He says, arise and come, my father, and be stolen. Okay, and then he goes further on to this. He says, let's say, the father said to his servants, bring quickly, bring a robe, put it on. He says, bring a ring and put it on his hand and put shoes on his feet. I want to understand, you need to understand that your feet might have bruises from the roads that you have walked before. I want to tell you, your feet might be filthy, but the Lord want to give you new shoes that you'll be able to walk in His presence and His goodness and His life. He says, and bring the fattened calf and kill it. He says, and let us eat and celebrate. For this is my son. He was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to celebrate. Okay, so this is a beautiful story, but this is only the half of the story. You need to understand this was such a great story. It's about a father really saying it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you come from. I want to tell you that I want to embrace you. Okay, so this is the one son. So we might be one of these two sons. And I will say both of them got a mentality of a slave. God wants us not to be slaves, my friend. He wants you to be children of God. We need to know that we are heirs of the Almighty Father, that we can walk in His presence. We got a ring, we got a robe of His kingdom. We got His goodness, we got His kindness being part of our lives. So if you read a little bit further, we will read this part, and it's really such a great part. He says, then he goes further on. He says on verse 25, he says, now the older son was in the field, and he came and drew near to the house, and he heard music and dancing, and he called one of his servants and asked, what does these things mean? So this son is listening. He's the older brother. He didn't leave his father. He was always at his father's side. And sometimes we see ourselves very with the very same mentality than the son. He says, and he said to him, your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back. And the sound, he says, but he was angry and refused to go in. That's the older brother. He says, his father came out and entertained him, but he answered his father, look, there are many years I've served you and never disobeyed a command, yet you never gave me a young goat that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came, who has devoured your property with prostitutes and killing the fattened calf for him, and he said, son, you have always been with me. And listen further on, he says, and all that is mine is yours. It was fitting to celebrate and be glad, for your brother was dead and he is alive. He was lost, but now he's found. And the reason why I read this part in Luke 15 is I want you to understand something specific tonight. Is there's one great thing that we are missing in life. Is sometimes we say, Lord, I've been with you all the time. So when people move into the kingdom of God, and we see what they do wrong, we say, Lord, I see that people prosper, but they don't do what I'm doing for you. The father said to the son, whatever I have is yours. I want to tell you that you need to know tonight is that you are part of God's kingdom. You are part of His glory. You're part of His calling. And it doesn't matter whichever son you are, don't be lost in the mentality of being a slave. I want to tell you that you need to know whatever is God's is yours. That's the Father's heart. He wants to bless you. He wants to move with you. He wants you to be in His glory. He wants you to be in His presence. And when we understand that, we will be able to embrace the people that is in a lost and a dying world, and God can bring them in multitudes, and we will see the glory of God, and we'll be able to celebrate with them. That's why this message tonight is with such a great importance. You need to understand is that it doesn't matter where you come from. You might be out on the broken field. You might be at a place where you said, Lord, I don't know if you will ever receive me back. I want to tell you, God want to put a new garment on you. He want to put a new ring on you. God want to take you back. Or you might be the son for years. You've been serving the Lord and you feel, do you know what? The Lord doesn't look after me. He doesn't care for me. I want to tell you, don't be dismayed. Don't be at a place you say, Lord, I can't trust you anymore. I want to tell you, the Lord want to take you to a higher place. But when your mentality is that God's belongings doesn't belong to me, God won't be able to bless you. We need to speak it. We need to ask, Lord, please help us, bless us, show us the way so we can move into your presence and to your glory and to your love. And this is such a beautiful explanation of God's heart. Even though if we are lost, He will actually come running to you. But the same is for you as a son that's been in His house for years. I want to tell you that He will never leave you nor forsake you either. Don't get the wrong mentality. Don't allow jealousy and bitterness to move into your heart. I really want you to understand the Father's heart tonight. So as we're going to embrace this message and make it part of our lives, I really want to pray with you. Lord, I thank you that we are sons and daughters of the Most High God. Thank you, Lord, that You'll never leave us, that You nor forsake us. Thank You for Your supernatural impartation over our lives. I thank You, Lord, that this word will become part of our beings, that we'll know that You're a good Father, that You'll run to us even though if we made mistakes. But Lord, I want to pray as an older son as well, that we don't get to a place where we are dismayed and that we feel, Lord, it's no worth for us to keep on serving You because You don't look after us. Lord, help us to understand that we will always be in Your house and that You always looked after us since a very young age. Thank You, without You we are nothing, but with You we are everything. Jesus, I just pray that this word will enter our heart and will change our lives forever. Thank You for Your love and kindness. Amen and amen. I really hope this word meant a lot to you. And we really want to encourage you, if you feel in your heart to really move into a direction towards God, I want you to embrace God. Don't run away from Him. Run towards Him, because He will definitely be running towards you, because that is the Father's heart. So please maintain a heart of humbleness, maintain a heart of love, and know that God has been looking for you all the years. Don't look to the people that had the fattened calf and say, Lord, this is not fair. No. Embrace what He's done for you on the cross of Calvary. Embrace the victories that He gave you. And that is the Lord that we serve. I really want to encourage you as well, if you want to give your tithe or your offering towards Godly Season, please go to our website. It's called www.godlyseason.co.za, and really there by tithes and offerings you can really make a great impact into the world. We really feed the hunger, the hungry people, and really we end hunger with Your goodness and Your kindness. We make one by one, we will change lives and really experience God's love. But the best of all, we'll be able to bring the good news of Jesus Christ to the world. Thank You for Your love and Your kindness. And remember, you are the children of the Most High God, and He is running towards you. Great evening. Goodbye. The Father's heart. Such a precious time to discover the Kings of Kings and the Lord of Lords, who became our Father. To experience His love and His kindness, experience Him now.